Hey everyone, it's Rihanna and welcome back to another video. So today I am finally, yes finally, after 84 years, doing my top 10 of 2017 video. Now I know we're in March and it feels a little bit irrelevant, but the UK have these things called really inconvenient release dates. So all of the stuff America got in like late 2017, England are only just getting, so I had to wait a while to watch everything so I could make my list. Obviously this is a very personal list to me. It is by no means the best films ever made in 2017, by no means everyone's favourite. Obviously it's a personal list, it's films I like the most or rewatch the most or just genuinely just love. So sorry if your favourite film of 2017 isn't on this list, like, it's only 10 of them, so you gotta cut it down. Before I do get into my top 10, however, I have 3 honourable mentions. The first one being Get Out. I really love this film. I love the psychology behind it, the acting's great, the story's great. It's just a fantastic piece of film from Jordan Peele. Just the acting ensemble here is crazy good, and with every rewatch I appreciate Get Out more and more. My second honourable mention is Blade Runner 2049. This was a gorgeous film with an extremely engaging story. I just love Denis Villeneuve. He's great. Anything he'll do, I'll love it, more than likely. And my third honourable mention has to be on this list because I have admittedly seen this film, I think it's 5 times now, and that is The Greatest Showman. This is just a film I've seen so many times and just love every single time I watch it. It's by no means the best film of 2017 because it has a lot of issues, but it just made me happy. So sue me for being happy. Okay, on to the top 10, and at number 10 we have Wonder Woman starring Gal Gadot. This is the only DC movie of 2017 that I really loved. Justice League, let's not go there. I really loved Wonder Woman. Watching it on the big screen, I actually watched this one in IMAX. I loved every single second of it. I was just thrilled in the story, and I love the character of Diana Prince, Wonder Woman. She's great. Gal Gadot is great. I think Patty Jenkins' direction is fantastic here. I love the action scenes, especially the slow motion ones, and the fighting scene on the beach of Themyscira is just wonderful. I recently rewatched Wonder Woman and I just love it. It makes me so happy. Number 9 on my list is a surprise to even me, and that is the 2017 remake of It. Yes, I know, a girl who doesn't like horror has a horror film on her top 10 list. What is the world coming to? Okay, the main reason that It is on this list is just because I loved the characters. I loved Eddie and Richie and Bill and just all of them. The child cast here is just absolutely fantastic, and without them, this film would have been tragic for me. I would have hated it because I do actually find It very terrifying. I mean, Pennywise is not the friendliest looking clown. I just think It is a great character piece, a great coming of age story, and actually a great horror film. Like, it's rare that I get to say that, but it really surprised me, and it has some of the best one-liners of last year. At number 8, we have the romantic comedy called The Big Sick. This was a huge surprise to me. I didn't know anything about this film until the weeks coming up to its release. I went to go see this in Los Angeles with Nicole, and we both just really loved it. I went and saw it again when I came back to the UK, have it on DVD, have watched it multiple times since then, and I just think the story's great. I absolutely love it. It's heartfelt and funny and dramatic in all the right places, and the acting is fantastic, the writing's fantastic. I'm a sucker for rom-coms with a lot of heart and a lot of emotion, so of course I loved The Big Sick. Number 7 on this list is probably going to be a controversial pick because this was a sort of love it or hate it film of 2017, and that is Star Wars The Last Jedi. I am on the side of loving this film. I loved every single second of it. I loved all the side stories. I loved all the characters, minus maybe like Benicio del Toro's character because he's kind of stupid and pointless. But yes, I loved where Rian Johnson took this story. It was somewhere different. It was something I hadn't seen before in Star Wars. He took risks and just, I loved it. What can I say? I don't want to have to explain myself. The Last Jedi was great. End of story. Goodbye. Number 6 on my list is Call Me By Your Name. Now this film was an experience and a half. The way that the director has done this film is just so sensual and engaging to the audience because of the imagery and just everything you feel from this film. The emotion, the surroundings, the setting, the characters. It's just very immersive and just beautiful. It's kind of one of the lesser known films of 2017, but it was nominated for Best Picture, so if you haven't seen Call Me By Your Name yet, you probably should. It is about a 17-year-old boy who's living in northern Italy, and his father gets sort of a student over the summer who's played by Armie Hammer, who's about 24, and they end up forming a relationship, and it's just such a beautiful story. Both Timothée Chalamet and Armie Hammer are fantastic in this film. I'm praying that Timothée Chalamet gets the Oscar. We all know he won't, but he deserves it just for the last 7 minutes of Call Me By Your Name, so whatever. Whatever. So yes, Call Me By Your Name. It is a beautiful film with beautiful music and beautiful actors. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely recommend that you do so. And into the big top 5. Coming in at number 5 was the Christopher Nolan film of 2017, and that is Dunkirk. The only way to watch Dunkirk is in an IMAX cinema. You can't not. I mean, it's great on its own, but in an IMAX cinema, this film is the equivalent of a heart attack. Dunkirk tells 3 intertwining stories on the Dunkirk beach in World War II, and honestly, Christopher Nolan, I don't know how he's done it, but he's made a story about World War II, thrilling and action-packed and emotional, and just, you feel everything in this film. All of the heart attacks. He's taken an incredible ensemble cast and made them sort of nobodies. None of the characters really have any names, and he's just made them all fantastic. The way that this film is structured just blows my mind and definitely needs multiple watches. It's just fantastic. Number 4 on my list is the latest to join the top 10 list, and that is Greta Gerwig's Lady Bird. Now this was the one I was waiting for to see because it got a really late release in the UK, and it's literally only just come to my cinema, so I went to go see it with my friend and I absolutely loved it. I already knew I'd love it, but I absolutely loved it. For one, I'm a sucker for coming-of-age stories. I am also a sucker for Saoirse Ronan because she's been one of my favourite actresses ever since I saw her back in the day in Atonement. And yeah, I loved this film. It was ever so cliched, relatable, cringy. I just felt so emotional towards the characters and could see their relationships within my own life. I don't know how Greta Gerwig does it. All of her films, of the ones I've watched anyway, that she's written, she just gets me. she just writes down and she's just like, oh yes, Rihanna will definitely, you know what I'm talking about. And she just does. Oh, it's so good. Saoirse Ronan is fantastic in this film. Every actor is fantastic in this film. I could just rewatch it on a loop. I just think it's beautiful and oh, it gives me so many feels. Number 3 on my list is one of the popular choices for Best Picture this year, and that is Guillermo del Toro's The Shape of Water. Now this film is bizarre and quirky, but also just beautiful and poetic, and I can't say anything more about how much I love this film because it'd just be too much. I love sort of twisted fairy tale films that are set in a place and time you don't really know, but it is familiar to your own, and Guillermo del Toro does a fantastic job at portraying this world and these characters and how they connect with the world around them, and it's just such a beautiful story. The creature design is incredible, the acting by Sally Hawkins is incredible, everybody, it's all amazing, okay? I loved it. Number 2 on my list is Brigsby Bear, which was one of the more indie films of 2017 that not many people have seen, but I got to see this at London Film Festival because all of my American friends had raved about this film. And lo and behold, I absolutely adored it. Just to give you a bit of a synopsis on Brigsby Bear, it's about a young man named James who has been raised in a sort of enclosed space, never let outside, but he is eventually let outside and he goes on a mission to finish a TV series that he watched that he loved called Brigsby Bear, and it's all about him becoming a filmmaker and sort of how amateur filmmakers would work, and it's a film about film, so obviously I adored it. Just the writing was so funny and so fresh. I absolutely loved it. It was just effortless. If you haven't checked out Brigsby Bear, and you can, would definitely recommend you do that. I cannot wait to watch it again. I haven't watched it since the festival, so yeah, need to watch it again. And number one on my list, if you haven't already guessed, because I haven't mentioned it already, it is Baby Driver, directed by Edgar Wright. This film is just everything I want out of a film. It has great characters, it has great editing, great music, great cinematography, great action, everything I want. All the emotional feels in this film. Edgar Wright has composed a film that is in time with its music. The action flows so smoothly with the soundtrack. It's just wonderful. He's given little details to characters like Baby's hearing issue and how that affects the story. I just love the ensemble cast. I just think they work hilariously together. Jamie Foxx especially. John Hamm is great. Ansel Elgort's great. Just everybody is great. I could rewatch Baby Driver so many times and just never get sick of it. It's just a flawlessly done film. I can't express how much I love Baby Driver. That's obviously why it's my number one. So guys, we finally had it. We've finally done it. We did the top 10. So let me know what you think of my list down below in the comments and tell me what your top 10 favourite films of 2017 were down below. And if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be putting on new videos very, very soon. Follow me on social media. I'm at rhiannatoria on everything. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you very soon. Bye!